Good morning and welcome to a fresh week in Jasiri. It's Catch Up Monday and I can't wait to catch up on all the exciting things that happened during the weekend. But first, let's catch up with the ladies. How was your weekend? I got to start.
Why are you asking the question in Swahili? Can you please stop that? You ask question, you wait for other people to answer.
How was your weekend?
She's so excited to talk about her weekend.
Okay. How was your weekend?
Fine. How was yours?
You're looking bright and fresh, new hairstyle.
Please. Are you getting married or what's all this?
What's the problem?
Copy. So you had to wear something I wore. So you're wearing my
you didn't see anybody.
My weekend, hello. Let's come back and focus. My weekend was good. I spent it with this madam here, celebrating her birthday. That's why she's excited. Celebrating her birthday, getting out in some fresh air in the middle of Lagos, which is very difficult. And we're in the middle of Lagos, and I could not hear the sounds of I was.
Where is that?
It was so beautiful.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
We were so happy
no,
together, away from all the people that didn't come.
All right, so
like
up next.
Bookie and Blessings, the two B's absconded. But we made up for all of you. But we had a fun day. I like outdoors actually. I don't think Lagosians or people around, we explore our environment. Honestly, I think it's something families should plan.
And it's a good thing.
Consciously and intentionally. Because the kids had so much fun. Oh my God. It was Lekki Conservation we're at, and it was like an open field, a picnic place where everybody can just have fun. But it was a good.
It was good.
How do you guys wear big earrings? I'm nodding at my
and you feel like
is this one big?
It's big, it's bogus for me.
No,
when Catherine comes back, we'll see big.
Well, I mean, I would have loved to start so let me start by asking, how do you guys start your day? Personally, I don't have any ritual.
Do you really want to say how I start my day? When I sit up in bed, I'm like this.
Another day.
I'm telling you, I use like 2 minutes to think about my life. Like, wait, why am I not a stay-at-home mom? Why am I working? Really, do I need to deal with these people today? Oh my God! It's only Monday, right? Wait, no, it's actually Wednesday. As in, sometimes the days.
You got your nails done
again, yeah.
How did you have the time?
I didn't. I found it because if I don't do something for myself, I'll spend the whole weekend doing something for other people.
Wow. I have to get my
I start my days like this.
I saw a post where they said, what's the longest part of getting ready? They said contemplating getting ready. That's the longest part.
You know that one where when you're going somewhere, you've agreed, you've tied yourself in, told your friends, I'm coming. Yeah. You get out of the shower, you're wearing the towel, you have not decided what, and you're sitting there like, if I don't go, will my friendships end? If I don't go, what will happen?
I planned something with a group of people one time, and then they called you like, there's traffic. I'm like, should we just go? No, we can't go. I said, don't force it.
But that is how I am. If you're asking me to go somewhere with you, if you give me an option, I'm going to say no. Would you like to say not really?
Yeah.
That's Saturday, but except you say we are going.
Yeah.
Then I'll have no choice but to go. But the weekend was good. I tried to go for a premiere on Sunday. I took the kids back to school after church yesterday. It was a very busy Sunday, and I went for a premiere. But you know how premieres are. They put 4 o'clock on the IV. We got there, we stalled, got there like, let's say to 7. And it was just getting started.
Wow.
My sister, when it was 8:30, I
said,
carried my bag and I left.
We're going to all be good.
We're going to be good.
So why are you asking about morning routines?
So because I saw a post, right? And I would have loved to start my mornings like Tony and Lumidi, That's yoga, stretch, peaceful. They say that when a rich man does something, it's always cute. When they asked me for yoga, I can't imagine it. But
if you said all the things I heard privately about that, everybody be thinking the guy would be like, oh my God, in his A game, he's going to be like, his wife is enjoying,
I don't know what Lolo is currently talking about.
I have no idea.
Even me, I just heard it. Everybody's like a man. If a man his age can stretch like this, Okpo.
But if I were to be doing this, the things that will be on my mind, what are you doing? Why are you wasting your time? Go and look for money.
You age backwards.
Money. Exactly.
Is that money is using to do the stretch?
It
Is that like a bale
bundle
of money? Yeah, like a bundle.
I think it's a bundle.
No, it's not.
I myself would love to do it.
It's not.
No, really, guys. I've done yoga before, and actually, it's really, really
Very good.
The one I was trying to
I
get into
love
is
yoga.
Pilates, but that's planking. It's not for children. It is of the devil. Planking is hell.
It's hell. Planking, not planking.
Not planking.
Planking. Pillow.
But wait, you've done yoga before.
No, I love yoga actually.
Dog,
I think the challenge I'm having now is I'm not exercising any longer. So it's making me slower. I'm having more body pains. But it's how to find a routine out of this my present routine that I don't know what to do.
You just have to
How? I wake up every day
we all
at
have
4.
24 hours in a day. It's not
true.
My 24 hours are not Tony Elimilu's 24 hours.
No.
They're not Beyonce's 24 hours. They're not who else can I name?
Yeah.
The guy that owns. They're not rich people.
I get up every day.
Hours.
I get up every day, technically 4:30. I go to radio first before I come here. Then after here, I go back to radio. By the time I'm getting home, it's like almost, let's say, to 6 to 7. Yeah. Would I get into dress? And I drove. I can't just find the energy to go.
So do it at home.
Exactly.
That's one thing I like the
When?
That's one thing I like social media for. It has just made it very easy. You don't need to go and have gym memberships.
Yeah.
There are a lot of content creators online. There's one I'm currently following, and I've just started her stuff. And I just like seeing all the progress reports from previous people from around the world. It's not, I don't need equipment. I'm not exerting myself running up and down. I'll send it to you, Lola. Let's do it together.
But I do
Let me be your accountability partner.
So I was going to say that even these people that we're comparing our 24 hours to, they probably, developed that routine when they were. I can't imagine them ever struggling. But let me say, before they got to where they are.
Do you know how many times I've fallen off the exercise ladder? I would have won a Guinness Book of Records.
Yeah.
For most falls.
I used to give the excuse of, I'm busy. But you know this thing they say, you don't get less busy, you only get more organized. So you just have to find the time.
Oh, please shut up because you're making
that was
me
a
to the
direct
gym.
hit. I hope you know that. So it's
No,
not that
I
you're
know.
busy. It's just that you're not organized, Lolo.
Oh my God,
That's what
You
person
want some
said,
of my
though.
life?
No.
Because she was looking in your direction.
I'm good.
I'm good. I'll get to it and I'll have something to say to our beautiful audience to shame the ladies.
It's not me you need to shame, but only that direction. Am I the one who
It's true.
said
Blessing
it?
is the disrespectful one.
Cass is not around.
But on
Wow.
Jasiri, shouldn't we do exercise, Jasiri, to just shame those that don't know how to stretch?
Do you still?
I do.
Stretch?
I stretch.
Don't
In
go
more
further.
ways
Do
than
not,
one.
I said it. Don't go
That's fine.
further
It's okay.
down
It's
this
okay.
rabbit hole. Let's
okay.
because if we ask for the name of the instructor now, there's going to be a problem.
Yes,
Abi, you have
it's a very easy instructor, honestly.
okay. Give me 5. Oh, Wale. Oh, Wale.
Go on the show. Let's go. Let's go.
I should go on? Okay, they said I should go on, which means we're going to go and take a break. But we don't want you to go anywhere because Catch Up Monday is back on Jasiri right after this break, and we have a lot of catching up to do. Do stay with us. Welcome back. Now we're streaming live on our social media platforms at News Central TV. Join the conversation by using the hashtag Jasiri. Now, like the seasons changing, one thing that is also constant about Nigeria is that fuel scarcity will somehow pop up every once in a while. Now, while it seemed to have started with Abuja making headlines, it has entered Lagos and spread to other cities across the country. Ladies, I have to say, how are you holding up?
I'm not holding anything.
Nothing
I'm not
to
holding
hold.
anything. If I'm holding anything, it would be my keg of fuel.
Well, I think I'm holding on to the helm of his garment.
No. It's
Because
ridiculous.
honestly, yesterday, after I dropped the kids, I was looking at my gauge like this. I tried to queue on the mainland. It didn't work. I had to go and drop them because time was ticking. By the time I got back, I queued at NNPC like 1 hour, 45 minutes to buy fuel.
I did that on Friday. And the worst part is even when you have fuel, you're still stuck in traffic because people are trying to get fuel.
Do you know I was putting off my AC to conserve
That
my fuel?
doesn't, with the kind of cars available now, that doesn't do anything.
And the
heat. It really
The
doesn't.
heat.
It actually, so you have heat, you're having electricity struggles right now. So I remember we were deciding, okay, should we get new batteries for our inverter? I was like, guy, please, can we get the batteries? We don't know when this heat is going to get better. We don't know when the light situation is going to get better versus maybe getting a new jet. We got the batteries. I'm so excited. So at least the small lights they bring, if we're not out here now trying to queue for fuel. And I'm looking at the gauge on my car. I'm like, what is going on? So with very long queues forming at filling stations and frustrations mounting, it is very clear that something needs to be done to address this issue. Now, according to the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, that's the NNPCL, remember limited now, the shortage is mainly due to delays in the disbursement of fuel cargoes, leading to distribution challenges across the country. But marketers claim it is also a result of inadequate fuel importation. So what are Nigerians saying about this? Let's hear from one Nigerian I know we all recognize, Afiz Oyetoro.
Nigerians said, "Oh, please, let's make this country comfortable for ourselves. A liter of petrol is 900 naira in my area here. NNPC says logistics. Please, NNPC, please now."
I was listening to the chairman of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, on radio this morning as I was coming in. So he said everything is in the hands of NNPCL. They are the sole importer of fuel into the country, which I remember we had headlines that they were going to expand the number of people who could bring fuel into the country. But they said it's logistical challenges. We should please bear with them. They're already discharging into IPMAN tankers and trailers. They'll be spreading out in the next few days. It should be cleared up. What happens between now and the next few days?
And what's even the next few days? What's the guarantee?
It could be a week.
Exactly.
But do we also blame ourselves sometimes? You know, because he mentioned that some of this is not even an issue of fuel scarcity. It's our panic buying, yes. Panic buying.
You won't blame anybody. So when you hear something,
we're traumatized.
Exactly. So let's say you're going about your usual duty, and then you hear someone say NNPC is having issues. You don't even want to wait to know what the issues are. You would want to fill your tank, fill up your neighbor's tank, fill all the 10 jars and 20 jars like the woman in the Bible. So it's not their fault it's not their fault that they're panic buying, because they see these things coming. They can see from afar. So you don't blame anybody for panic buying. The problem is the lack of consistency. Today is the Naira, tomorrow is logistics. What's the challenge with logistics? I still don't even understand that.
So there's not a lot of clarity as to what the specific logistical problems are, just that NNPCL says it's logistical problems. Again, they're the sole importer into a country of some 200 plus million people. There are issues, the supply chain, there are just so many issues. When you look at the end of the day, you're like, but we've done this before.
Exactly.
So why is it that a new administration, you meet the same issue, you can't find a way to work around it?
They've been doing this for a long time. Yes, they're the I say store. But I mean, they've been doing it for a long time. They should be able to get a hang of it by now. Like, they'll know what the problem is and prevent it. But no, we would get to the problem first and start looking for a solution.
I don't know. Lolo's not acting like she's feeling her pain. After you've gone through her pain, right now you're okay.
Hey, but the thing is, it's nothing changes. It's recurrent. It's like a ricochet. Every time we're still beating the same drums. Is it that we want to say that, oh, NNPC they don't know how hard it is for everybody in Nigeria, for them to even get into this logistic nightmare as they claim? If they're not importing enough, this at first they said, oh, it's a subsidy. They took subsidy out. Now independent marketers are doing their thing, and everybody is doing it as they like. And even fuel stations come at different prices now. So why can't we just have it?
I honestly even feel for
why
us
can't
Nigerians, because first of all, fuel was expensive. Now it's scarce. Like, we just cannot win, to be honest.
And then, you know, what happened to the Port Harcourt refinery that we had been told by the NNPC GMD would be ready in December? It's not ready. They said that was a mechanical date, then something else. It's just a whole bunch of mess. At the end of the day, Nigerians really don't care. We just want to be able to go and buy fuel when we need, have money for electricity because it's expensive right now. But you know, guys, that's not the only thing that's expensive.
Thank God we are not bande. Are you not thanking God that you are not bande?
Who is not bande?
Electricity.
Who say
if you are not
bande?
I think I'm bande.
Who say we're not bande?
I'm so happy for you.
I said did you not hear me when I said the restaurant? We went from bill of about 80K a month. You now bring in bill of 300,000.
I bought units.
Honestly,
do you know every office I know now, even on radio, in my office now, AC is only in my office, in my corridors and everything. They've stopped the ACs there. Everywhere there's fans now because they're trying to conserve money.
I was this close to taking out my ceiling fan when I installed my AC. I'm so glad I did not.
God save you. Me, I put on my AC for a while. Once it's she.
Do you know how much fan is now?
I bought that small standing 132,000.
Do you know how much fan
now they know
is
the
now?
value.
Yeah, we all know the value.
It is. I slept off one day with my AC on and I was having nightmares. I was wondering who was I was not falling on it, but when I woke up, I was like, what?
Do you know some days, honestly,
I was like, that cannot be me. The AC must be on.
I'm even happy for people like Blessings. You don't have children. You have just yourself to
I
care
have
for.
Archer, though.
You have?
When we're talking to
Aja.
you won't mention Aja.
The child is a baby.
But Asha can still eat rice mixed with small chicken.
I ate it by yesterday. Come on, baby.
Oh, my own children will say, Mommy, there's no protein on the food. I'll look at her like this. I say, is there no crayfish?
It's crayfish, not protein.
I honestly don't
crayfish,
even
not
know how
protein.
you guys do it this period. Because
The way I'm counting the chicken that's in the
But
freezer.
it's not, no, it's hard. Even just the party we had on Saturday, a carton of chicken was about 42,000. And you are wondering how many pieces do we cut this thing into?
So, you know, as you're talking about this, I think we need to go to that next story.
Yeah. Sadly, there's a steady rise or there's a steady increase in the price of everything in Nigeria. SBM Intelligence brought out a report recently, as you can see on the screen. Oh, ridiculous.
Oh,
ridiculous.
Can you say that?
Can you see that?
I think for people who are drinking alcohol at this point, they may have decided not to.
Noodles. We're buying noodles
From 7,000 to 15,000.
Yes.
And you see bread. That
Bread,
bread thing has been an issue. So bread now, right now we're buying bread 1.5.
1.5, yes.
Yeah, we're doing 1.5.
We're doing 1.5. Rice. Thank God that one even came down a little.
I think if you want to buy rice, this might be the good time for you to buy rice now because the price has come down, but it's still a little high, so it's quite difficult. Yeah, it's quite difficult.
At least it's better than 100 and something. Honestly, when you look at these kinds of things, you just wonder that how do average people survive?
there's no average again in this country.
Yes, so it's either you have, it's either you're average or poor. Because even the rich and the average have merged.
So you saw what is on the screen before. So there are actually two versions of, not two versions, two categories. So consumables, we can all decide. You know, I told you I had left my name brands and I'm looking for, and that 500 naira, 700 is making a difference, you know.
Yeah.
All of them at the end of the day have the same ingredients. They do the same thing, but we just trust one more. But then when you get to the essentials, soap, sanitary pads.
If you see the way I was stretching my pad.
So we're going to see an increase in poverty, in period poverty because of this situation.
Yes, there's
young
actually
women and girls will have to be finding alternatives.
I know a lot of people that are impoverished that are going back to using Ankara.
I was going to say that people now use material. Yes, there's a statistics. I saw it on Friday that some girls now have to use material, like use clothing. They're going back to using clothes. Because
what do you want them to do? Something that is a disposable. It's not like you can wash your pad and use again.
And this is just the average sanitary pad that is like how many? It's like 5 or so.
And not the big one.
Then you also have transportation, which we know has been a major. This 400 itself does not enter. Toilet cleaner, electricity is there. This transportation is Ikeja to CMS is now 1,200. It came down again. Remember, there has been a bit of a difference recently.
So deodorants. People are using alum again. Alum.
That deodorant thing, you know, when we talk, so there's period poverty and then there's hygiene poverty.
Yeah.
And that's a situation where people have to decide between the essentials of soap, toilet paper, toothpaste, deodorant, and other things like buying food in the house. And it can have serious.
I can even
no, that one is so good. That's still healthy for you now.
I can even classify period poverty under hygiene poverty because there's no how you want to do it.
Yeah.
There's no how.
And if you don't bath, how about places where they are rationing lights, no water?
That electricity itself comes nothing close to what I spent.
What do you spend?
I bought lights for 20K. That was last Friday.
And it's finished.
I had to buy 5K yesterday. I'm not using I'm not using AC. I'm literally not using anything. I'm just looking at it. I see there's a straw.
It's just
so I'm telling you, and it's beeping and it's
once I pass like this, I'm looking at the meter, it's green. I say, I now say, Mommy, okay, 25, can you call? I say, hey.
It's not
I
just don't understand, and I don't understand how long, because when the president it just feels like it was a knockdown effect from the moment in his inauguration speech where he said fuel scarcity was removed, and we've just been feeling the effects since then.
Honestly.
And he even said that, you know what, this fuel scarcity thing that we're all shouting, we should be happy he did it because the country would have gone broke. Are we not broke now?
We are.
Nigerians are feeling
No,
it.
they are not broke. We are brokeage.
We're broke. It.
You broke, love. Brokeage.
I don't know how.
Do you know how many families I know? Even in my house, we do 101. It's either the children will choose to eat, and they eat
like brunch.
breakfast like brunch. So that means they'll eat their breakfast like 11, then they'll pass till like 5 before they have dinner. Because if you eat 3 times, even the gari that they are using to shore the middle, it's not easy. Even that small gari, my children will still want to put small fish or
I can't
fried
even
meat.
imagine how anybody will survive on minimum wage at this time.
Minimum.
Minimum wage.
Long.
But didn't we hear that the Lagos State governor said that they've moved? They're not doing 30 again. Is it 70 or 80,000 per month that they're doing?
Has it been put into effect?
That was part of his presentation. That in fact they had already started doing it before he said it. But we will clarify on that. All right, guys, we have some breaking news coming in right now. It's a situation we've been following for a while, and that is the demolitions that could have happened at Landmark. Now we are confirming to you that the demolitions are happening at Landmark. This is another conversation. From yesterday, there was movement in terms of the bulldozers or the earth moving equipment, and they broke down the land border, the land barrier between Oniru Beach and Landmark. And now we can confirm this morning that demolition has started in some ways there. You can see the pictures there. We have a crew on ground. They joined us. They joined the breakfast team in the morning, and I know that there'll be more with them joining, of course, later on as well at 12 o'clock. This is live right now. This is live what we're seeing. We have a team out there at Landmark. It's looking like it is going ahead. The demolition at Landmark is going ahead. I'm just thinking back to the town hall that New Central had with people at Landmark, and there was a gentleman who knelt down and said he's just begging the president as a father to please, if there's any other way around this. And what we keep getting told is that there is another path that the coastal road was scheduled or was previously anticipated to take, that it doesn't need to come to this place. My other thing is also, I'm asking a lot of people, where is the environmental impact assessment report, the EIA report on this? This is a beach. You don't just build on a beach. You don't sand fill just anyhow.
Do you know that
there are so many things you need to do?
Even
environmental impact assessment.
Yeah, the one they sand filled on that. Do you know the water that they bordered with
these giant
stone giant borders? Water still comes to the road, and you're wondering that. I hope we know. Just this thing you're asking for, the EIA report, I hope they've done it.
I don't
because
think
sometimes when you're putting
assessments.
pressure on the environment, it fights back. And they'll say water.
No get enemy.
You don't get enemy
at all.
When water wants to really look at
friends.
the aerial view.
See what, so this is hundreds of millions of naira in investment. This is thousands of direct jobs and thousands of indirect jobs. And it just feels like, is there absolutely, you're telling me that the only way this road can go is right through this investment. And then you think about the fact that there are people who are looking at Nigeria to invest in, and they'll say, so my money can get stuck. I can wake up tomorrow and the policy of government completely changes everything.
I sincerely wish that our judicial system works better. I'm not saying that they're not doing enough, but to be honest, these are the kind of things that can go to court, right? You would have to prove that you've done the whatever.
But I'm very sure that they must have
due
gone to court to
diligence.
get an injunction. I'm just not aware because I know that they haven't got any injunction.
No, they haven't. They've been having conversations with government, but no injunction. But let's also be honest, how many injunctions and how many court cases has government lost in this country that they have not upheld? It's as simple as that.
That's why I started with, I wish that the judicial system was working better.
This is really heartbreaking.
It is.
Again, are we saying there was absolutely no other route that this Lagos-Calabar coastal road could have taken? It's a conversation. We're going to stay up to date. We have, as we told you, live visuals, and we also have a team on ground as well. So they'll definitely be joining us at 12 p.m.
But we hear that the actual structures have not been touched yet. As in the buildings and everything, those are still standing.
Will they keep standing?
By the time you're bringing down the perimeter fencing, what is left? How much longer? How far does it take? How quickly can damage be done?
Let us hope that it's just the perimeter fencing that.
Okay, but if you're not going forward, why are you taking down the perimeter fencing?
Maybe
we don't even know that they're not going forward yet.
Perimeter.
We don't even know that they're not. I mean, this morning is supposed to be catch up Monday, but man, I can't even catch up with
We're
these
catching
stories.
up to the ills of the society.
Honestly, it's so sad. But anyways, we'll go for a short break, and when we come back, Catch Up Monday continues here on Jasiri, so stay tuned. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us on Jasiri. Now, if you are on the go and don't want to miss our live episodes, at News Central Television is what you should look for on all social media platforms. Follow us and watch us live. Also, the hashtag Jasiri is to make sure that we see all your feedback. Now, an ex-user made a tweet regarding the increasing number of domestic violence cases amongst Nigerian families in the UK. He claims that about 50% of Nigerian men in UK prisons are in jail due to crimes of domestic violence and domestic abuse. Now, he says, we need to talk about domestic violence in our community. 50% of Nigerian men in UK are in prison for domestic violence. It's becoming a pandemic. Becoming. Wow. Is it still becoming?
It's not becoming, it's been a pandemic.
It's been a pandemic.
Remember the last time we had a conversation similar to this, I talked about the nurse that I knew who set up a hotline, and that story goes back to 2017. She set up the hotline years after it had become a very big issue. She's the executive director of the National Association of Nigerian Nurses in North America, and she set up a hotline because many of these women who are going with their families or husbands to the US and the UK, when they get there, the society is different and the expectations on the men are different. And these women are working and they're getting a sense of freedom and all this stuff. It's a pushback, and the pushback doesn't just stay at being a verbal or psychological pushback. It turns into a physical pushback. Yes. And so she gets calls from men who are literally on the phone saying, I'm going to kill her. I'm the one who brought her over. How can she be doing this to me? And
the sense of entitlement.
I won't lie, we talk about gender inclusivity a lot, but sometimes I try to think of the ills of it. The reason that a lot of men still, call themselves feminists is because they feel like no matter how, the society is still going to encourage men, doing better things than women. But when a society allows for equality, where women can not dominate, but per se, but do things on their own, I fear that it's going to bring a lot more numbers.
Trust me,
of domestic violence.
A lot of homes now, there's so much disparity in homes because women are more financially empowered, and it makes men feel sidelined, and some of them become really like maniacs because they just cannot imagine. When you travel, what of things in Nigeria where they can get away with slapping and pushing you around? Yeah. Over there, it's different. You can't just do it because you know that the law will come for you.
And it doesn't just mean your wife reporting, because a lot of times you think it's just her reporting.
Sometimes neighbors report you.
Schools report you. Employers can report you.
That we can take.
Yes. So let's see what some of the reactions are to this tweet. It's been a very big conversation on social media. Someone said, let them continue to be there till they learn how to deal civil in a marriage. Yeah. Another one, if we have, don't talk about it. People need more punishments. Increase the penalty to probably torture. And the main thing, human beings don't really change. You will tell me why you cannot control yourself. Oh. What else do we have? The fact that Nigerian men can't conceive that there's no context in which it is okay to hit your wife because she disregards you is the problem. Read the comments, and it's Nigerian men blaming stress, manipulation, etc. for their violence. You'll continue to do jail. Wow. Wow.
Continue treating your wife as a slave, you will learn in the UK.
So my thing is it so dominant in the, again, let's not forget, it's not just men, right? There's also the statistics of women. But is it so dominant in the nature of Nigerians that even in the UK, where things are more controlled, where you can't get away with things, they still do it?
But don't you know that some things is like, it's ingrained in you?
So it's not just Nigerians. I grew up among the Nigerian community, but also among the African community. It is a dominant narrative with African men. Your wife will, so the things you do here where you're Lord and Master, if anything happens, if she offends you, you call family. Even if you're wrong, family is called and family will tell her to pet you and to apologize. And then, okay, maybe there's a nanny who's helping here, you have a family member living. So you're not directly involved in certain things going on in the house. But she gets there. She starts working. She's paying, sometimes in situations, the wife is even paying the majority of the bills.
Exactly.
She comes home, you're not doing anything. Children are home, you haven't helped them. You have not helped to cook dinner, you have not washed. So she's in a society where she's constantly being, not necessarily influenced, but she's seeing how other women and marriages are happening. And it's like, why am I here doing all this work? and you can't lift a finger to help, because a lot of people, not just men, even women, take bad behavior abroad.
Yes.
We've seen the situations of the men involved in trying to groom young children because they likely got away with it when they were back in Nigeria.
Nobody was without consequence.
And families
what is
don't
happening
even
is
help.
because now there is consequence for their action, and it happens very quickly.
Yes.
Because when you report, they come for you almost immediately. Unlike here, where we go through the rigmarole of this, are you sure? Did it happen in marriage? You know. But when they go abroad, many of them, you know what you are used to. When you go out of your country, you just think it's going to be the same.
Yes.
But when your women now find liberation and they break free of the chains, they're like,
Yes.
not here.
Yes.
And they want to do everything to break you back and put you under. But you can't go under.
So I was,
and that's
I was
when
also
they
saying
go
that families don't help,
maniacal.
because I heard of stories where the not even stories, like it happens every time, where maybe a married woman wants to travel. The family is asking, have you told your husband?
Yeah.
But the man travels, where's your husband? I don't know, he travel. Okay, just safe journey to him. So I mean, I heard a story where, was it on TikTok? I saw it. The guy killed his wife, and it was even still, she was dead, and he was still talking. Shebi, you say you have mouth, you can talk. And then he called the police by himself. It was like, it was like, no, I had to, he didn't say he killed her, but he was like, no, I had to deal with her. She was challenging my authority. And he was speaking over a dead body. I'm like, oh my God.
Do you know there's so many, no, that one is already entered into manic state. It's no longer normal. The one I read recently is so shocking, the things people would do, just in the name of, why are men, if you're tired of your wife, why can't you just say, let us just go. When I needed to leave my marriage, I left, and we're both existing separately, co-parenting, and life is over. How about the one I read that said he told his wife he was having cancer, that he needed treatment abroad, but they said the wife couldn't go because of their children, the 3 children. So the sister went with him. They used their house to get a loan. Tolu, they called the woman like 2 weeks after that the man had passed, sent her pictures of a kind of funeral. Tolu, 3 years down the line, this man was alive, remarried, living very well. He even sent her a note before he went off that I'm sorry that the doctors do not know what the prognosis will be, and that if you can pay the loan on the house, you can keep the house, but if not, they might have to foreclose. Wow. I'm so sorry. You might not hear from me again. And the man was alive, Tolu, living, married to another woman. I wonder what kind of women are even existing. That even if I heard such a thing, if I was married to him, if I heard after, Tolu, I was still living. Because it's a dangerous man.
It's if you heard after.
It's a different thing.
Do you know the mindset that a lot of women have? It's not going to happen to me.
He won't do the same.
He won't do the same. That was
we're saying this on Friday,
me.
that you need to look at how your man treats people. But a lot of people will be like, no, that's not me. It's talking to the gay man.
The craziness is too much. And I hope that many of them continue to rot in jail, because if they get consequence for their actions, maybe it will, if it happens more in Nigeria, honestly, I'm telling you, people will they will catch themselves a little more. Maybe when you heard that Mr. Bala is still in prison 2 years, and you say,
So some of the criticism that women who travel abroad with their husbands and families face is that they've been accused of losing their identity. That's losing the African identity, and also being corrupted by the women-friendly legal system in these Western countries. A legal system that says you can't hit your wife is apparently women-friendly. And losing your identity is learning that everything does not have to be that way. So I think it's a conversation we have to start from Nigeria. We are escaping it. Too many people are escaping it, and they're getting caught abroad. And there are even men now that said, you know what, don't even come, stay here, because they don't want to get caught in the abroad. There was a story that I think it was I'm not sure, somebody shared in about a week or so. The husband is the dependent. The wife has been the one working. He doesn't do anything in the house. He carries their passports when he leaves the house, when he happens to leave the house. And now he wants to send the wife back home because he's told her that this place where he can't hit her. He has actually told her that this place where I can't hit you, that I can't correct you. Now you need to go back home. That he'll come and be visiting.
Honestly,
so if you come to visiting and beating
you here.
You know, I was telling someone, I said, anybody a man that would, for whatever reason, say, I will slap you, that's a red flag. And then someone said, nah, that's extreme.
It's extreme to think I will slap you is a red flag. See, when we were talking about the things to look out for, find out what your partner and possibly potential spouse thinks about domestic violence. Ask them questions. Use examples from social media and be like, babe, did you see this story? What do you think now? Hear what they said so that you can give yourself some sense.
Some
Yes,
people
so-
don't listen. No.
Some people
But at
don't
least we
listen.
tried.
A lot of people don't listen. Just like, no,
tried.
leave me
Anyway,
that way.
let's move on. Our next catch-up is on discriminatory practices yet again. Last week, it was a case of a Chinese supermarket that refused Nigerians access. Today, it is an Indian school in Lagos. The Lagos State government has launched an investigation into allegations of discriminatory admission practices at an Indian school where Nigerian students claim they have been denied admission solely based on their nationality. Reports have surfaced highlighting the instances where Nigerian students were allegedly subjected to unfair treatment during the admission process, sparking widespread concern and outrage among Nigerians. The investigation aims to uncover the extent of the discriminatory practices at the school and to ensure that all students, regardless of their nationality, are afforded equal opportunities for education. Ukpa.
Again, I'm going to mirror Buki on this. Actually, sitting on our seat. So I'm going to ask, the school, is it meant for Indians alone?
Alone.
Because that's another thing. Like,
So if it wasn't meant for Indians, they wouldn't have admissions. They wouldn't even let them come for to take exams or try to get in.
So what's the
and what
point?
is so special about an Indian school that Nigerians want to be in there?
We just want to be in school. At the end of the day, you know that school
Nigeria's
right now
not
is
really-
competitive.
yeah.
People
No, I
just
think
want
some
to
people
ensure
just
an
think
education, and they
we
think
need
there's probably
to
a better
do
education
better.
proximity
That's
too.
where I'm going. We need to do better for ourselves as a people.
Yes.
Where our education system is good enough for our children to be in. Because if we have good schools, why would any Nigerians be struggling
Exactly. My mom
to
would
get
say,
into an Indian
"You know,
school?
kill and waka."
Kill and wakiri. Honestly, Titi Wabada, if our own is good, our education system is competitive, and I can.
To be honest, it
just
shouldn't even be
hurts.
them begging.
Begging
bring
to
your
even
children.
get-
Yes.
For cultural assimilation, they should be asking our children, begging, giving scholarships.
So one of my big questions is, for how long has this been going on? Because the ex-user also talked about the fact that he's had a run-in with the school since about 2009 when his school had a debate competition with them that year. And he said, I discovered there were only Indian students. And I was curious as to why my school was also an international school and run by a foreign embassy with primarily expatriate kids and few Nigerians. Then I was informed that their passports was the prerequisite for admission. So you needed to have an Indian passport. Like, we really need to see this to the end. If there is a provision that allows you, because educational institutions need to be approved by the state.
By the
Exactly.
state.
Right?
Exactly.
Yes.
So if it is the state of Lagos that has allowed this to go on for so long, state of Lagos is going to have to take some knocks on
And
this.
the worst
and
part
if
about
not,
this
the fact that it's gone on for so long and nobody has
Nobody
caught it,
has
you still need to take your
spoken.
knocks.
The worst part about this whole thing is there was a time that I worked in a church in Ilupeju, and then there was an Indian community. And,
No, Ilupeju is a base.
Yeah,
it's a
exactly.
base for Indian
so
community.
one thing I noticed there was, okay, a lot of Indians, and most of them were Indians, you know, they had their friends and all that, but it's not like they don't employ Nigerians. But the only Nigerians you see there are the drivers, the nannies, the cooks, exactly. So they employ Nigerians, but on the
On the lowest cadre.
on the lowest level. That's the thing. So maybe you want to work in
No,
the school
and
as a
because
security
we
guy.
don't have our self-esteem is so low. Do you know the fact that you work for someone that has a white skin or brown skin, or what would you call what they have?
They are brown skin.
Brown skin. They feel as if
They're
it's,
actually people of color
it's
too.
something. There are so many things I see happening in this country that I just shake my head. Sometimes you see ordinary, unschooled electrician from Lebanon will come to Nigeria and they will have expatriate status.
Yeah.
And our people will be bowing to them, and I'm like, you are even schooled, you're an engineer. They'll put them above you.
It is what does it mean to be Nigerian, Lolo? Where is the value?
yes,
Both
the
the
value.
intangible and the tangible value. If I stand before you as a Nigerian, what does that mean?
But
What
if
does that
anything,
mean?
the fact that you're even in I honestly believe that we need to educate people more. Because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, if my child wants to go to that school, what basis would I fight it? Like, is there a law that says my child can't go to this school? But I can't fight it if I don't know.
Do you know that I even find it very stressful and unnecessary? Do you know what you take? Do you know this thing can take a blow on the children's self-esteem?
Of course.
Make them feel so bad that why are they treated this way? And you as a parent just want something elitist for your child, a little, to get them going in life, and you subject them to these practices, and you think your children will be happy for it?
And if care is not taken, bullying will even.
They are even paying. I'm sure the parents that send their children to this school, they are not paying small money. Look at all the atrocities we're hearing. Some of the schools that we are at least pointing out are grade A schools that the parents are not paying small money.
They're not paying chin-chin.
They're not paying small chin-chinny money. And yet you see these things so rife. We need to do better for our education system. Because there was a time it was our pride.
Yeah.
It was a thing of pride to be in school in Nigeria.
The people
they keep saying that anywhere we go in the world, we used to like top. But now our education, I've seen schools. I've seen a school, I'm like, I had to ask myself that who gave this school license? Who gave them a license to operate? Like Ota Akara school, or Akara school that you are doing under the mango tree village. Wow. That's how it feels. When I'm here, ABD, hey, I'm like, and the teacher that is even giving them the sing along, I was so scared for the children in the school. Hey for Hampu. When you say hey for Hampu, how do you think the children are going to spell?
But you have to think about the base roots, the base of that, the cause of that.
Who are giving them licenses?
Wait, one, who's giving them license? Two, they're likely not licensed. Lagos State has complained about mushroom schools, especially at this primary level, nursery, primary, and secondary level that pop up. Aside from that, education is expensive.
I know.
We're not putting the money we need to put into education, especially public education. Yeah. I personally think we make a lot of mistakes focusing on tertiary education. Everybody's not going to go to university.
Foundation.
It's foundation. We need to make sure that there is a good level of foundation that people leave, at least SS2, SS3.
Someone said that there's nothing really new that
not everybody's going to university.
Any English that you don't learn from your elementary, forget it.
Didn't somebody have BSc?
They can't help you.
Didn't somebody have BSc in law? I was giving testimony.
And to be honest,
you people did not hear that she was doing fundraiser.
Please, that one is on another.
She said it now that it's not her fault that she's a celebrity. You guys
you
owe her a house.
The
thing is,
I need to do something like that.
I believe that regardless of all of this, a lot of Nigerians defy the odd because Nigerians are very smart. My own fear is the fact that you want to go to school, you go over there, they don't want you. They come here, you want to go there, they don't want you. It's going to tell a lot on, a lot of children will grow up not wanting to be associated with Nigeria. Like, what is so bad about, before we said, Nigerians were associated with a lot of crimes, but what are we doing now? What's the
in our own country?
Exactly.
That is denying us. So we're going to follow up with the Lagos State Ministry on this and find out what the situation is and also an update in terms of the school. They haven't said they're shutting the school. It hasn't reached to that, but they said they will be investigating the allegations, let me continue to use that word, that was made on social media. All right, ladies, because it's a catch-up Monday, we still had something that came up on social media. This is like our hot topic today that's going to take us to the end of the show because I saw this video. I saw this video and I waited for the cliffhanger. It was not one, it was two, it was three cliffhangers. Okay, it's about a lady who got pregnant by her husband's brother. She did not know he was the brother. And then she finds out that her husband is married and has another family in Germany. I can only explain, but the video tells the better picture.
Married for 8 years. I have 3 kids with my husband. My husband is overseas and has been for about 2 years. He comes home 3 times a year. I've been lonely, so I ended up cheating on my husband.
Whoa.
So for context, I end up meeting this guy at a bar and we have a one-night stand. And it was amazing. So that one-night stand turned into an almost every night stand.
Hey!
This has been going on for about 2 years. Anyway, I recently started going to his house. Long story short, today I found out that I'm pregnant. Yesterday, I went to his house and I see a wall full of pictures. And y'all, my husband is in the photo.
Whoa! No, they mean it. I'm looking at the man in the picture.
I start freaking out internally and I go and sit down. She goes back to the wall and she's like, okay, and who's this man? This guy said, oh, that's my brother. He starts telling me that they're really close, but he doesn't see him much because he lives overseas. So I'm like, oh, okay. Do you know if he's married? He said, oh, yeah. He lives with his wife and 2 kids in Germany.
Oh! Oh!
I'm thinking to myself, his wife and 3 kids are in the United States of America.
Oh!
He starts showing me.
Lola's face was priceless.
But Tolu, what? Le son English. Come there. no, things are happening.
So I was going to say that how did he get married and his brother doesn't know? But obviously, when I now heard he has another family. So she's actually the side chick turned wife. Turned some kind of
no,
wife.
there's so many.
No,
I don't know how to call them. Would I call them Nigerian wives? Because there's so many people I know abroad now that have full-fledged family there, full-fledged family
Dual
here.
family ship.
Dual citizenship
But is that
family
a marriage? He visits 3 times a year.
And you expect the woman to stay on the straight and narrow.
Well, how does she confront him now? She's...
Oh, she can't confront him because it feels like, it sounds like she wants to keep the pregnancy. It doesn't sound like she's in the mindset of letting go. It's like she has fallen in love with her
and she kind of,
brother.
yeah, so the thing is, if you even want to let go and just, you can't marry him or he can't marry you.
You can if he has strong mites. There are people who can damn the consequences. But so even if he was hiding them from his family, why is he hiding his brother from her?
Yeah.
Because he
No,
maybe
he's not hiding. Someone that visits 3 times, do you discuss your family when you just have one day to spend
I
with your
don't
husband?
care if you live abroad. How if my sister's dating, I know who she's dating. What
Exactly.
Are you telling me?
No,
What
I'm
are you
just
telling
saying,
me?
like, for you to only visit 3 times a year. I mean, I want to catch up. I want to get pregnant by you. I want to, like...
So 3 times a year, that means you don't go to visit your family house, your husband's family house. He doesn't see his own family. You've never questioned that.
Forget about that one. If you say that one, I have another story.
No, I have stories too. People that
I have
hire
a friend
people,
of mine who
hire
she was
people to play family.
practically no, she was practically going to his family we finished school, was dating the guy, went to SA, to South Africa. You know, she goes to the home of this guy every holiday to go and be with his parents.
Wait, but how did...
So what happened?
Of course, the guy had married, but she was still visiting the parents here in Nigeria.
And the parents knew.
It was a friend that went to South Africa and saw that he was married. I was asking her, why are you going to their home? This guy is married. And
How
the
did she
parents
even
are
get
they
married
don't
to
know
him?
How to tell her.
They don't know how to tell her.
Wow.
Wow.
Wait, how did
They
she
will
get
not know how
married
to
to
tell your
him
own
without
daughter
his
too.
family?
You said?
How did she get married to him? Like, what was the wedding ceremony like?
That's what I'm
Was it
saying.
Zoom?
So no, it obviously means there are a lot of families who are in connivance.
Yes.
That, and then 2, let me tell you, people hire people to pretend to be their families.
Yeah.
I've
heard of
somebody
that too.
hired somebody to be family to stand for them at wedding. The marriage eventually got annulled because it was based on a lie.
On a lie.
So it got shelle.
So I'm getting a DNA test done for everybody that comes.
Is that your brother? Please, let me
Honestly,
open.
let's go to the hospital, please. Hospital. Wow.
But ladies, what should she do? At this point, that marriage is over. The
marriage
quote
is-
unquote marriage
yeah.
to the guy who's abroad. Is there any salvaging the relationship with the brother?
Just tell him the truth.
But
Because
I
a lot of
think-
people will make the mistake of wanting
Of
to
hiding
hide
it.
it.
No. I think she should just tell the guy the truth.
No, but wait
Whatever
wait
they
a
want to
minute.
do.
If the guy is in connivance, like we
would have
said,
known.
he might
No,
not
no,
know.
no.
He might not know the wife, but he might know
No,
that
he
he's
had a
married to
wife.
someone else.
Eh,
That
but-
guy is also dangerous.
But he should tell her.
But no, he says that his wife is in the U.S. at Germany with kids.
Kids.
And
So
she said
I
that
don't
even
have any
the
knowledge
son in
of
Germany
her.
looks identical to the son she has in the U.S.
No, I'm
so
saying,
they
like,
only
what
know his white family in Germany.
What if they know that he's married to someone else in
Just
Nigeria
don't
and they
know.
just if they accept that,
And they
then
might just think he got somebody maybe pregnant. You know how
Honestly,
people just
woman-
And don't forget that
Just
it's
run
easy
away.
to do traditional. You don't
Yeah.
have to be legally married.
Legally
There are
married. You can live
families
together. There are
where
many people
there's the legal
cohabiting.
wife and the traditional wife. And and you just do it, and families accept and you go on your
Hello.
way.
I'm
Tolu,
Yeah?
we should change the name of the show. Jasrine Combe on Monday.
Combe, honestly. Because things are happening.
This one is a lot.
I'm
It's
going to
a lot,
go
it's a
close
lot.
my mouth very soon, but that's all we can catch up on today. Remember to stay tuned Mondays to Fridays by 10 a.m. to see us bring you all the trending, thought-provoking, and of course, hot conversations on television. From me and the ladies, we're still gobsmacked.
Honestly.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow.